All right, so yesterday was election day, November 5th, and we decided to just do a quick episode and bookmark everything to see what was going to happen on the 6th. Two things here. Most importantly, I believe that, well, we all know that markets hate uncertainty. So everyone was waiting for this to come to an end. It's finally come to an end. Great. That's done. Now let's talk about what we should do next, now that that's over. I have my own personal opinions on who I wanted to win, but I always tell my kids and others as they're, on pins and needles because they're all voting age as to who's going to win. I say, look, regardless of who wins, you're waking up the next day and what are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? Well, what are you going to do the next day? No matter who wins, what are you doing? I'm going to go to work. Right. And then you're going to pay taxes. So life goes on. Now, I happen to think that the current president-elect is going to be much better for crypto than the other candidate. That's my personal opinion, but we'll never really know, although I do believe it to be true. Okay, so what I did was let's look at total. Yesterday, total was at 2.269. We bookmarked it. Here we are at 2.423. I think that's huge difference. I mean, look at that spike. This is on a daily, and I always have the 100 and the 200 because when they cross, you got to look at them at that being a sign to make a move one way or the other. If you look at the hourly, this is great. It had this huge spike and it's still sitting up there. Why do I think this is such a big deal? Total being at 2.4, 2.2 essentially to 2.4. That's a significant amount of money. And this is the total market. That means that that's new money. Bottom line is if you were to look at, let's say, the Dow 30, theoretically, if those stocks go up, they could have gone up because someone sold another stock in the market, took that money and moved it into a Dow 30. So it could be reallocation of capital within that market. This is the entire crypto market. If it's the entire crypto market, then that is new money that came into crypto. And that's what we've been looking for. Huge positive sign. Total 2, just to see what it is. Total market minus Bitcoin. Again, huge spike. This is on an hourly just to show where it is. Yesterday was 895 billion. Now it's 952 billion. Good grief. Or 953. So 53 and 5, 58 billion. And 58 billion entered the market, not counting, it's 200 billion entered the market. But here, everything other than Bitcoin, this is the altcoins, right? Ethereum and everything else. And we just got a $58 billion upside. That's awesome. Then total 3. Let's get rid of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yesterday, 600 billion, 601, now 634. So 33 billion came in. $33 billion came into the entire market. Forget Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's huge. So 30 billion on 600 billion. What is that? 5%? Wow. Yeah. 5.64% in one day. 33 billion up. Unbelievable. So what was the total jump? The total jump was, I should just look right over here on the side, 161 billion. And 30 of that went just to altcoins, not Bitcoin or Ethereum. Okay. Now this, we're going to look at, we did this yesterday. Bitcoin dominance yesterday was 60.5%. 60.69. I've got on the hourly. Let's just look at the daily. Okay. So obviously still going up, but barely more than what it was yesterday. Interesting. Still on an upward trajectory. So who knows if based on the amount of money we saw come in and because more came into altcoins, Bitcoin dominance didn't jump quite as much, which could be good for of course, we're waiting for the Bitcoin dominance to start to drop if it means that it's going to be moving into altcoins. Ethereum up 2%, not a big deal. Okay, just out of curiosity, let's look at the last two things real quick, then let's talk about it. Fear and greed. Yesterday it was 50 dead on. Now it's 62. Everything's moving in the right direction. Now we looked at the top 40 and I said, look, let's just look at the 24-hour column here. In the last 24 hours, if we scroll down, this is a stable coin. So far, everything's green. Anywhere from, not looking at stable coin, we're 3, 6, 7, 8%, 1%, all green. All green. That's the top 20, all green. Stable coin, doesn't matter. all green, all green. What was that? BitTensor 15%, great. Fetch 12%, 739, Render 9, 625 for Aave. Kronos, the coin used for Crypto.com. Injective 20. Look, no red. No red in the top 50? 60? 70? Really? 80? Huh. Should have looked at this earlier. 100. Nope. In the last 24 hours, everything went up. Other than some forget the stable coins. Doesn't matter. They were down tiny, it bounced around like 0.01%. Doesn't matter. Unbelievable. Okay, so everything's moving in the right direction. More money just got pumped in. Then what we didn't talk about was the fact that Bitcoin hit an all-time high. This is always really interesting to me. What I mean always, this is interesting to me. Because if you look at Bitcoin, that was the total market cap, 1.47 trillion. Gosh, it went up 100 billion. BTC USD, let's look at the chart. Is that a daily? Yeah. So, we know it went to and hit a new high. Here's what's fascinating. Theoretically, let's look at it on the hourly. If we didn't have any red candles above the new high, so if the new high is represented by the blue line, the moment this went above, do you realize that means that as it's gone over, that every single person that purchases Bitcoin is either break even? Because if I buy it at 75,000, then at that moment, I'm break even if I sell it at 75,000, all things being equal, forget the transaction fees and all of that. 75,000 bought, I sell it for 75. I'm not going to lose money. And if it keeps going up, every single person that owns it has a profit. What does that do to the price? That's why people are so excited about what they call price discovery once it gets over and creates a new all-time high. Now, it's been bouncing here because you could have people taking profits. You could have people saying, well, this is just a post-election bump and things are going to come back down, maybe. So for some of you, do you want to take some profits in some of your coins and then see if it drops and take that chance? Well, you may. I'm not doing that. So let's talk about strategy. So now we know. All this money came in, bunch of money went into altcoins. Bitcoin dominance didn't go up that much more, but it could go up another 10% or so before it starts to come down. Bitcoin's at an all-time high. Most people are in the green, except for some of these that bought right up here because now it's right over here. You've got this small swath of individuals, but what is that? 99.9% of the people have a profit. Everything looks good. Everything looks great. I'm in this for the bull run for altcoins. And we're waiting for that to happen. So right now, what I suggest and what I'm doing is I'm relooking at my portfolio and I'm trying to diversify. I love certain industries, if you watch my show, when it comes to lending, or I should say DeFi space, whether it's lending and whether it's staking or lending to individuals or lending to institutional, whether it's RWA tokenization. I put all that into kind of one bucket, but that is diversification, right? Tokenization is vastly different from lending and borrowing. So even that is diversification within that industry of DeFi. And then you might have other areas such as AI. And then there are those like the renders that are providing that back-end infrastructure. And then you've got AI like the fetches that are creating solution. And there's others, many others. But you get the idea. Even with an AI, you can diversify. So I'm looking at it as a two-prong approach. Major industries like DeFi and AI, and then within those, making sure that I'm not all just in back-end infrastructure AI and I forgot about all the other pieces. Or when it comes to DeFi, I'm only in lending and borrowing and I forgot about exchanges and RWA and everything else. So right now, I'm going through my entire portfolio looking to sort of rebalance to make sure I'm not too heavy in one industry, because I have no idea which one's going to outperform the others. Theoretically, everything will perform. Possibly. The question is, are you looking at, 20 times your money or 10 times your money or 5 times your money or 2 times your money? Huge difference. I don't know. So I'm diversifying. Hope this was helpful. Have a great day. I've got multiple more videos coming out as I'm doing more research into things like different coins, as well as what's going on with some of these coins and are they making progress? Because we got to stay on top of the coins you own to make sure that they're moving in the right direction with the momentum of their company, either with deals or transactions or fees, you name it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto.